My name is John Repka, and I'm the VP of Sales at Paro. We're a marketplace that matches clients with pre-vetted finance and accounting experts who bring the specific functional knowledge each of these businesses are looking for. And our mission is to empower business professionals to do what they love, that in turn help those clients achieve their goals more quickly and efficiently than they had ever thought possible. And when we start thinking about our clients and why they love us, we actually have two clients who love us for related reasons. Our business clients love us because we match them with the perfect fit finance and accounting talent for their unique needs, not just immediately, but flexibly. The more niche the need, the more specific, the more we shine. And our finance and accounting experts love us because we provide them with a funnel of opportunities perfectly aligned with their experience and goals. It's this complementary balance that makes Paro's marketplace work so well. Paro launched as a business in late 2015, and by mid-2016, the founding team had aligned on the business model that I just described. To be perfectly clear, I joined Paro 5 years ago as the first member of that executive team that wasn't a founder. I actually originally cut my teeth as a management consultant at Deloitte and fell in love with financial strategy and modeling at the Big Four, while seeing firsthand just how challenging that firm model can be for frontline staff. And after an unfulfilling stint as a growth executive at a mid-market tech company, I was motivated to take control of my career and try my hand at freelancing. And that's actually how I stumbled upon Paro. Now, the potential to control my income while being picky and choosy about the projects that I was working sounded too good to be true. And honestly, the only thing that stopped me from spending the last 5 years as a freelance financial analyst, freelance CFO on Paro was appreciating just how incredible of an impact our business model can have on the market at large, and ultimately deciding to join our team full time as the head of sales. So let's talk about the hype. The first milestone that sticks out to me is our Series A fundraise in the fall of 2019 with the amazing team at Sierra Ventures. As we kind of move forward from that point in time, I think back to last summer, the summer of 2020, when we added a new CEO and a CTO to our leadership team with global enterprise marketplace experience, and the impact that they've had in less than the last 12 months has truly been astounding. And to round out the hype, I think back to the quarter last year where we added both our first Fortune 500 logo and our first top 10 CPA firm within the quarter. To me, it was a really encouraging milestone that we were moving upstream and up market at a pace that many people didn't think was possible. Why us? Why Paro? You can't talk about Paro differentiation without starting with the two-step process by which we vet thousands of professionals down to the top 2%. And then more importantly, in my experience, matching them via our patented and proprietary matchmaking algorithm to the engagements where their skills and their experiences are most in demand. Beyond that quality imperative, we differentiate ourselves with speed. Same day is absolutely no sweat. A flexible business model where clients can engage talent on discrete projects, month-to-month support that scales and flexes, or long-term predictable engagements depending on the client's goals, as well as cost savings, where based on deploying talent fractionally and pulling on democratized talent from lower cost of living metros can make finance and accounting support, truly phenomenal finance and accounting support, cost effective for most any business. We've meaningfully expanded our marketplace over the years, both in terms of our suite of services, from a core of more traditional bookkeeping and accounting services to CFO, tax, audit, and a complex FP&A suite, as well as from hundreds to now tens of thousands of finance and accounting applicants that we whittled down to our top 2%. And through all of that growth, it's resulted in some pretty phenomenal data points to share. We've doubled our run rate revenue across the first 4 months of 2021. As I speak to you today, over 20% of our marketplace is now making over 100 grand a year on platform. And we've been pulling this off by increasing not just more clients and not just larger clients, but actually both concurrently, with both our client counts and our average spend per client, both increasing well over 50% year over year concurrently. And in terms of Paro's team, we wouldn't be anywhere without the continued phenomenal efforts of our extremely talented stakeholders. Speaking only from a leadership team standpoint, our co-founders as well as sales leadership come from Big Four backgrounds. I think we complement that exceedingly well with a CEO, a CTO, and multiple VPs, including customer success, freelancer acquisition, and marketing from the world's leading marketplaces. Groupon and Uber, certainly top of mind. And in terms of the future of our company, we have so many exciting plans for what's to come. I certainly don't have enough airtime to speak to them all right now, but the thing that is, most immediately top of mind in terms of our future is the launch of our self-service capability. And I want to be clear, this is going to complement the white glove consultative approach that's colored our success to date. But what this will allow us to do is multifaceted. We can now more economically support very small businesses with micro-size needs. Our onboarded partners can tap into Paro's network of pre-vetted talent without any sales rep support. And our enterprise clients can now access one-to-many scale on their own. I think it should be pretty obvious why I and all of us are so excited about the self-service capability to augment the extremely successful one-to-one marketplace approach that we've been scaling over the years.
Hello. John, so great to have you. You're actually on mute right now.
How's it going, Michelle?
So great. How about you?
Good and getting better. There's a unique pain in watching yourself on pre-recorded video, so I'm looking forward to the live Q&A session of this.
Yeah, I completely hear you. Here's the thing, you're not alone. So that's that. And this is the world we're living in, and our community loves it. So I do appreciate.
Absolutely.
So I'd love to hear, actually, I had a great conversation with a marketer on your team originally, and he was differentiating Paro from some of the other platforms out there. So I'd love to actually hear how there's so many options, right? And outsourcing there's a ton of options just in general, but I'd love to hear how you would differentiate Paro from, other solutions out there.
Yeah, and I'll try to keep this tight, but when you think about the entire market at large, finance and accounting solutions, for hundreds of years, that has been owned by the firm model, the CPA firms. People think of the Big Four. I spent some time at the Big Four, but it goes all the way down to that onesie twosie accountant on the corner. And then in the last, call it decade or so, there's been a huge advancement of kind of tech-enabled SaaS platforms. We're going to automate the bookkeeper, automate the accountant out of the business. And neither of those models work for me because I haven't seen them work for clients. And I think that we've struck this really exciting balance in the middle that's providing the best finance accounting professionals, human beings, not AI, not a script, via a tech-enabled marketplace to ensure that the right skills are getting matched to the right companies and making them fractional and democratized across the country. And so I really don't think I've seen anyone else kind of hit that right middle ground between people and technology. And to me, it's just, I don't know, I get excited just talking about it.
I mean, it is, all these businesses are such people-centric. As much as you layer in technology, you do have to have, that person really taking ownership and accountability. Somewhat on that theme, what are the biggest finance and accounting gaps you really see for companies at the, spanning up to the 5 million in revenue?
Absolutely. So, and sorry if this gets a little nerdy or a little bit
nope,
jargony, but in a word, when I think of D2C companies and I think finance and accounting, it's granularity. That's my magic word as I train up reps and clients. And it's because you have to find the right balance. And if you think about, getting down to the SKU level, what products are you selling? Do you understand not just everything rolled up, how's the business performing, but through your various product categories, product sections, different geographies, how are these priced? How are these selling? Do you need to discount? And how are those unique margins building up something that's greater than the whole? And it's something that I see particularly companies until they get to about that 10 to 20 million or so dollar top line threshold. They just don't have the internal horsepower to get to that level of analysis. So granularity is my big one. And then from there, the second gap I see is typically on the forward-looking front, that so much time and effort is spent rear-looking. Okay, how did we perform? And so much excitement about the product that there isn't enough thought put into goal setting. How are we going to perform next month, next quarter? How are we tracking to those goals? which, in my world we call FP&A, financial forecasting and analysis.
I appreciate it. Well, I mean, on the forward looking, right? How so much is about structuring that data so it is accessible when you turn the corner to action certain things. And on theme is how to fundraise and how to look at alternate financing, right? So having that granular data handy is really important. What allows companies up to 5 million to successfully raise funds?
So what I preach is, you got to have 3 deliverables when you go to market. You need to have what's happened. And that's, it's not sexy. It's your accounting information. It's your financial statements. What's your P&L look like? Is your balance sheet reconciled? Is this ready for prime time? And investors going to go through these in detail. Does everything reconcile out? 2, it's your future. We talked about forecasting a little bit. Where are you going to go? That's what investors are even more excited in. Okay, well, am I going to, if you're going to a bank, are they going to pay me back confidently? If you're going to an equity investor, am I going to, make money with this together? And then 3 is your pitch deck. It's that story. How do you tie together where you've come from, where you're going into, just that, a story. So that's what I always preach that founders go to market with. And if you miss any of those parts, you're devaluing your business and you're not going to get the valuation that you deserve.
What are some of the issues that you're seeing when you come into, is there anything that's commonly there that is the thing that needs to be immediately fixed that people who are listening, right, like can ask themselves as they reflect on their own situations?
In the context of day-to-day operations or fundraising?
Well, day-to-day operations that allow them to build the foundation for fundraising. Because I think the day-to-day is what we all live in. Not everyone's always in the fundraising process.
No, and hopefully you're not in it all that. It's a bear. So day-to-day, data is not accessible enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when you build your processes the right way, they should be primarily automated. And the right person should be producing that information so that business leaders, decision makers, CEOs, founders can then harness that information, those insights, and inform their future business decisions. Mm-hmm. And when that information is messy, when it's hard to get to, when it takes time to unlock, the easiest thing to do is to just ignore it or look at it less frequently than you should. And that's an epidemic that goes from brand new startups through billion-dollar organizations. And it's something that we all have to be cognizant of. So it's that access, because if you're spending your time crunching the numbers, you're not using them to make decisions, which is the whole reason why we do this, in my opinion.
Would you say that accessibility and reporting value is the biggest driver of Paro's growth, or, would love to know what that is?
Yeah, it's certainly a huge component of that. And so, no, I'll agree with you. That is probably the predominant driver of our growth. Now, how we get there is what I was going to go into. And what we've found is that you can't just have thousands of phenomenal CFOs or thousands of phenomenal controllers and say, hey, this is going to be the right for your business. And it's finding those idiosyncrasies that make out of 1,000, who is the one CFO that needs to work with FounderMate, for example, based on their experiences, the businesses that they've worked with, their personality, and the specific business objective you're looking to see. It's going to be a different individual who's looking to cut costs versus increase growth versus, get you through your first audit. And so it's really wrapping all that together in something that is palatable and intuitive for a buyer to access. That's
I so appreciate the fact that you said personality, right? Finding that chemistry at an energetic and individual level, but also at where are we going, and is this right for the type of growth mindset that this organization needs at this stage is also really important.
It has to be. The personality has to fit the business, and the personality has to fit the team and the stakeholders they're interacting with. Everything can make sense on paper, and if you don't have that spark, it's not going to get to where you want to go.
And this is, I brought this up probably at every turning point, but that partnership, because through every vendor relationship, through every hire, it is all truly a partnership. I don't care if it's an employee, they are in your business, and that is a partnership, right? So definitely could not agree more with you. John, you are an absolute gem, but also incredibly informative. So I really appreciate it. We do have to shift into our next showcase. So I have to
Absolutely.
let you know. But everyone who's listening in, John, where's the best place to get in touch with you?
Feel free to email me directly if you'd like, john@paro.io. If you'd like to tap into the business, put your information in the website. You'll be getting a call immediately. We'd love to share what we've learned in the D2C space, and whether it makes sense to work with us or not, certainly point you in the right direction.
John, you're awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.